Like lawnmowers, zebras spend most of their time grazing. They often make up mixed groups with wildebeests. The more animals there are, the greater the chances that one of them will detect a predator and signal the alarm. The saddle-billed stork is a large and beautiful bird. It lives near marshes and other wet zones where it fishes for fish and amphibians. It's built its nest at the top of a lone tree in the middle of the savannah. The parents have their work cut out to feed their 4 young, who are waiting as they flap their wings to practice flying. Isn't this catfish too big to be swallowed whole? The grey-crowned crane travels around on foot, but it can fly to escape from predators or to cross a wet zone. The young are unable to, though. Luckily, they're so light that they can cross the water by walking on the water hyacinths which float on the surface, just as the jacana does. Wetlands are very busy zones. Animals can always find food and water. And there are many species of birds. Hippopotamuses and elephants can always find something to eat here. The matriarch leads the herd of elephants on their travels. The very smallest are grouped in the middle, where they're well protected. When the herd stops to graze, they are again constantly watched and protected. The large males live by themselves and only join the herd to reproduce. Elephants are herbivores and eat a wide variety of plants. They spend most of their time grazing, which is understandable when you think that they eat 1 to 200 kilos of food every day. The Mara River crosses the savannah. Its sometimes rather tempestuous flow doesn't bother the elephants, who come to drink and play. This river is a providential resource, providing water to animals over the entire globe. But it's also a major obstacle for wildebeests or gnu's during their annual migration towards new pastures. These animals cross a few thousand kilometres in search of food, and when they arrive, they're hungry and thirsty. The river shelters a large population of Nile crocodiles. Some specimens can grow to 4 or even 5 metres in length. They impatiently await the wildebeest's arrival. Many of them have probably not eaten anything since last year's migration, and they're hungry. The wildebeest gather on the bank and seem to arrive from every direction. There's a moment's hesitation, and suddenly it's a stampede. They rush into the water and try to reach the opposite bank as fast as they can. In front of the mass parading before them, the crocodiles sometimes find it difficult to make their selection. Most of the wildebeests manage the crossing, but not all of them. Disappointed, the crocs watched the wildebeests gain their distance. Those who didn't manage to catch one during the crossing can turn to the carcasses of those animals who drowned that they'll share with the many vultures. The corpse of a hippo who died through natural causes is caught between some rocks in a rapid in the middle of the river. A windfall for the crocodiles and an unexpected feast. But the hippo's skin is very thick and difficult to break through to get to the best morsels. Difficult, but not impossible for the determined crocs. Normally, hippos have nothing to fear from the crocodiles, and they coexist peacefully on the banks of the river, where they bask together in the sun. Hippos are gregarious animals. At night time, they graze on the banks to return to the river in the early morning. They spend the day with fellow hippos, warming themselves in the sun or taking a dip in the water when the heat is too much. The animals sleep peacefully. From time to time, there may be little squabbles between two individuals, but then they go back to sleep. The young are the most restless, and the others are very attentive and protective. Topi is a peculiar kind of antelope. Standing on a termite mound, he seems to be on guard and is able to remain motionless like this for a very long time. A female has laid down a little way from the herd to give birth. Scarcely an hour and a half later, the little one is standing up and its mother presents it to the rest of the herd. With the introductions over, they all start their journey and move on, flanking the newborn. The young topi has nothing to fear from the serval. This feline hunts only lizards and small rodents. His large ears allow him to detect his prey through hearing them in the tall grass. Like a fox hunting for mice, he bounces up and falls to land on his prey, which is devoured in no time at all. While the herd of buffalo rest and ruminate, a female has given birth to a calf on the edge of a swamp. Less than an hour old, it can only just stand up and moves forwards, flanked by its mother and two other females. The small group haven't realised they're approaching a pride of lions. two females leave the battlefield at a run. The noose tightens. The calf's fate seems to be sealed. The mother, alone, can't stand up to the lions and stop them from devouring her baby. Beasts attack and will do anything to eat the baby animal. Suddenly, the situation is turned on its head. The two females hadn't fled, but gone in search of reinforcements. Large males arrive and hurtle towards the lions. Calm slowly returns. The buffalo herd regather and move away, escorting the newborn. The lions follow at a distance and then give up. The calf is safe. It's late in the afternoon, time for leopards to stop their slumber and set off. Adults and young spend the days perched in the trees where there's little risk of being disturbed. Suddenly the rain begins to fall and everything is soaking wet in just a few moments. An impala has been surprised. He didn't see the leopard arrive, who grabbed him in a flash. She drags her prey to the shelter of some shrubs to eat it. The rain soaks the lioness and her cubs, but that doesn't stop them from playing. Baboons wait patiently for it to stop, snorting from time to time. The rain stops as abruptly as it started, and each animal begins their activities again. The baboons delouse one another. It's their way of strengthening bonds between members of the troop. The young play and quarrel. The smallest receive lots of attention from the others. The end of the day is near. The animals hurry again to eat and drink. As quickly as it appeared this morning, the sun will soon disappear behind the horizon. The sky is ignited once again. And then the light goes out. What does the future hold for this savannah and all these young animals who are its population of tomorrow? Could it become an immense agricultural area? Or could this life cycle continue in the same way that it has done for centuries? Will man be wise enough to preserve it? The answer depends on us all.